So for my intro tonight, I couldn't quite decide what to do. I was thinking about doing some Bubba Puppet. Thought about reading a section from my Lessons in Faith and Sports book that I have for sale. Link in the description. Thought about reminding you once again that today is Fluffy's birthday. 11 years old. In fact, it's my brother from another mother, Brother Gene's father's birthday. He's 95 today. Thought about all those things, and what I realized is this. Shut up and win the hockey game.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans. So, let's see. What do we got? What do we got here today? I think this is game... Is it 4? Is it game 4? Game 5? Did we sweep them? Is it over? Can we go to bed? How many overtimes are we going to be here? Who hits the post? Who hit the crossbar? Who's got any energy left? Who blocked the shot? Who took a penalty? Who missed the net? And who yelled at players behind the bench? I think that should sum it up. Yeah. All right, so as you can tell, I'm absolutely, completely... The problem is I'm sober. And that's honestly, truthfully, that's the problem right now, is that I'm far too coherent and alert and, what's the word that I'm looking for? I can't talk. This is terrible. Here's the bottom line. Panthers didn't make any lineup changes because we won. The Rangers made some lineup changes because they lost. It's still Bobrovsky, it's still Shesterkin, and the Nets are still the same size. And I suspect it's still going to be a one-goal game despite half of Florida begging, please, for a 4 or 5 goal lead just because the pressure. Ranger fans, don't take that personally. You know what we're saying. Like, I think it's pressure for both of us. Meanwhile, the Rangers, they're going to be... I don't know. I said they were going to be pissed. I don't know if they're going to be pissed is the right way to formulate it. I think they'll be pissed if they lose. But the Rangers played a pretty good Game 5 and lost. So, there's that. I don't know what to expect. I honestly don't know what to expect from the Rangers right here. Because they've played pretty well. The games have all been tight. And they've won a couple of games. So they may not be interested in changing too much. Because against this Panther team, like if the Rangers come out taking chances in the first period, Panthers could put the game away if you give us enough chances. So, I don't know. You might see a tight couple of groups of guys out there unable to complete passes. Or you might just go run and gun. Remember the first period of the game 1 where they were like, like that? Might see a little bit of that. All I know is that in my series preview, I said the difference in this series would be the post and out or the post, the crossbar, and in. And I don't think anything has changed. Panthers... All right, so 1-0 Panthers after 1. Oh boy. So, I always try to be intellectually honest and fair in my assessment of the play, and try to look at things from the other team's point of view. And what I know right now is that if I was a Ranger fan and I played that period of hockey, and the Panthers played that period of hockey, and I was losing at the end of that period, my only reaction would be like, what? You start to get to think that, I won't say it, but how can I put this? We've both had our chances, both teams had their chances, but did Bennett shot, I mean, that was just a missile, it was just a bullet, it was just a freaking laser-guided nuclear bomb, unbelievable shot. But I haven't thought really the Panthers had a whole lot of good play in that period. We had some chances, but again, just like Game 5, the Rangers are kind of carrying the offensive zone play a little bit. They're at least getting, the Rangers much more in 5 and so far in 6 have been setting up and having offensive zone time. It's just not putting the puck in the back of the net. So I'm very, very pleased with that period of play in terms of how the score ended up, because I was fixing to be very happy at 0-0. It's like, okay, we survived that. And we've been getting better as the games, as the time goes on in these games. So if we could have one of those second periods where we do good, please, Panthers. Please, let's do this. Oh! 1-0 Panthers after 2. I mean, how are any of us supposed to survive? How are we supposed to live through this? Teams are going back and forth. I think both teams. I was going to say I think the Rangers have had the better of the chances, but the Panthers have had good chances too. And everybody is just either wide or high, or the goalie is making the save, or the shot is getting blocked, or the pass is getting broken up, or somebody waits too long to try to take the shot and the defense comes from behind and takes the puck away. And if each team has had 20 chances, there have been 20 different ways for each team, so 40 combined different ways that the puck just won't go in the back of the net for anybody right now. So we have to go to the third period of Game 6 of an elimination game in the Eastern Conference Finals, and it's 1-0. Oh, God. Okay. This is yet one of those times again where you already know what happened, and I don't. I'm going to go watch the rest of the game and see what happens. Looks like we did it again. 1, 2, and that's 12! Oh! Bubba! Bubba! I'm going to give Bubba a kiss. Mwah! In my series preview, I said the Panthers would win Game 1, the Rangers would win Game 2 and 3, and then the Panthers would win Game 4, 5, and 6. And I didn't believe it when I said it, and I kind of tried to take it back, but I said it. And so I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm just going to say I'm going to learn the lesson that the next time I just say something, just leave it alone. Oh, my God. Vladimir Tarasenko with the game-winning goal, because, of course, we had to make it interesting and give a goal up right there in the last minute and a half. I'm not complaining about it. Obviously, the Rangers were full on pressing. They had pulled Shesterkin. And what I've been talking about this entire series and the series preview and the whole thing and all during the season, if you've been watching the Panther games, I've been talking about how Maurice said in the beginning of the summer, I can't talk, Maurice was saying we're going to skate teams to death, about how well conditioned we are. And during the regular season, when we look like ass, I kept telling people, relax, they're saving it for the playoffs. They're saving it for the playoffs. And what you saw in these last 3 games, especially tonight as the game got on, it's 1-0 for the majority of the game. The Rangers had no legs to keep up with us. And we just keep skating and skating and skating and skating and skating. And every time they get the puck, there's Rodriguez. And every time that dude gets the puck, there's Luostarinen. And there's Lundell and Barkov and Reinhart and Verhaeghe and Tarasenko and Ekblad. And if they get past all those guys, Forsling is back there like, it's just, come on, okay? So, and yeah, I guess I should mention Bobrovsky. If anybody gets past Forsling, which doesn't really happen a whole lot. Oh, okay. I'm going to breathe. So, there's not a lot to talk about on the ice, right? It was 2-1. It was as pure of a defensive battle with a little bit of goaltending battle in there as you're going to get. And I tell you this. Kyle and I have been streaming these games 2 years now. We made a Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. Okay, that's nice. It's a nice overt statistic, right? But this team is way better than they were last year. Last year, we just kind of, we got going. We all know the story, how we came from behind and all of that. And we had all the injuries. But now, I can't talk. I can't think. I can't function because, number one, I think I got some poison ivy on my hand. But number two, I think we can win this time. Like, I think we could win this time. Like, no disrespect to Dallas or Edmonton, but Vegas is not here, right? We've not done well against Vegas throughout our history, including expansion drafts. So, I feel good. I feel good about our chances. Now, excuse me, I'm sorry. We had donuts and we were yelling and screaming. I got no voice left, so I'm yelling. Rangers. Bruh. All I can say to you Ranger fans is that, and I don't mean this to be sarcastic, but now you kind of know how we felt when we won the President's Trophy and Tampa swept us. We didn't sweep you, but in the game that Tampa won, that was Game 4, Vasilevsky had a 50-save shutout. And it just didn't matter what we did. We just couldn't, the puck just would not go in. And so that frustration, I'm sure, is what Ranger fans are feeling right now. You guys will be fine. You guys will be right back. The frustrating part, if you're a Ranger fan right now, in my opinion anyway, would be like this. There's not much you can point to, right? I mean, yeah, you could say this guy didn't score, that guy didn't score, and all that. But that's the Panthers' defense and Bobrovsky. It's not because Panarin suddenly sucks or any of that. You know what I mean? It's just we shut teams down. So it was a good series, Ranger fans. I had a lot of good people come into the comments. A lot of nice comments, and I really genuinely appreciate that. Didn't have anybody getting mean or anything like that. So I really appreciate that. And oh, okay. We need to win. We need to win. We really need to win. Now tonight was Fluffy's birthday. I'm gonna make an emotional plea here. I'm going to make an overbearing emotional plea here. Today was Fluffy's 11th birthday. Panthers clinched their spot to go to the finals on his 11th birthday. I wouldn't put a lot of money on him being here for his 12th birthday. I would be very, very happy, obviously, but I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. Okay? Time is running short. So they need to win. They need to win now. Okay? Because the dog has been, well, everybody knows. Right? The dog has been the de facto mascot, despite the fact that the team won't even follow me on Twitter. Fluffy has been here these last 8 years, cheering everybody on, and they need to finish this for him. All right. So, what do we do now? Today's what? Saturday. So the Panthers don't play till next Saturday because that's the first game of the Stanley Cup Final. Now, Matthias will be here at some point because Stanley Cup Final runs through Father's Day. I think he's going to be here a couple of games in what would be, I think, Game 4, Game 5 range. Obviously, we don't know who we're playing. Kyle and I will be streaming that game tomorrow night. We've been streaming that entire series. And I just couldn't be prouder of the way that these guys played because you can talk about it all you want. You can come in at the beginning of the season and say, we're going to be more conditioned. And we learned our lesson from what happened against Vegas. And we got to stay healthy. And you can talk all the game. And you can go into January and be like, whatever, man. I don't even want to play. And we can look like ass. And because we're saving it. We're saving it. And Maurice can make his comments about, hey, look, it's a long season and we want to keep guys fresh. And Kachuk and Verhaeghe make their comments and be like, well, it's human nature and, we can't play 82 games, the hard style. Sometimes you don't have the legs. You can say all of that. And you can slay the dragon by beating Bobrovsky, and you can take care of Boston and Swayman and all of that. But with a minute 40 left, it's still a one-goal game here. And one wrong bounce, one Mackenzie Weegar-ish bounce, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm in here talking to you all about overtime. And then oopsies, uh-oh. And then game 7, and uh-oh. It's a fine line. All of that stuff. All of the things, all of the talk, all of the work, all of the skating, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, and making sure that everybody was as highly conditioned as they could possibly be, still comes down to it's a minute left in the game. It's a one-goal game. And you got to keep skating, keep skating, and keep skating. And the difference was the Panthers still had legs left, and the Rangers didn't. And that's not a knock on the Rangers. That's just preparation. And an acknowledgement from Paul Maurice. Remember, when Paul Maurice came here, I've told this story a lot. I know I have, and I'm going to say it one more time. I had Winnipeg Jets fans and Carolina fans coming to me in the comments and DM saying, hey, Paul Maurice, good coach, you could kind of win, but if the teams run out of gas, they get hurt, they can't finish their runs. And that's what happened last year to the Panthers. And I think Maurice finally took a step back and said, okay, you know what? Maybe we can just outskate teams instead of just beating the crap out of them for 82 games and then beating the crap out of ourselves at the same time. Make no mistake, even though the product looks pretty much similar to what a normal or what a Maurice team has put out over the 20 whatever years he's been, make no mistake. If they would ever let me talk to him for 5 minutes, I guarantee you I would get the answer that, yeah, it was a minor tweak, but it was everything, because now this team is healthy. They're not all beat the crap, and they can outskate everybody. I don't know if they can outskate McDavid and Draisaitl, but 12, the 12 guys versus those 12 guys, it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to pretend to know enough about Edmonton to say anything other than I hope we got to win. We got to win. I hope we win, right? I'm assuming it's going to be Edmonton. No disrespect to Dallas, but unless Ottinger just like pulls a magic out of his hat, yeah, like that. Unless Ottinger becomes Patrick Waugh again, I think the Oilers are going to win tomorrow night, and it's going to be Skinner versus Bobrovsky. But Skinner has played well. Skinner, you hear Skinner, people, he kind of has a little bit of a reputation. But I'm watching the games. We're streaming the games. He's playing well, So, and, we lost to Aiden Hill. So there's that. All right, Panther fans. So, this is nice. This is my 8th season, our 8th season of doing this. The first 6 ended like, well, that was the end of that season. There it goes. And then, of course, last year ended with, wait till you see how thick the beard gets with the extra 2 weeks. It ended with the ridiculous beard and me crying, and the prediction was wrong and the whole thing and all of that garbage. And in a similar fashion to Maurice, I made an executive decision not to do predictions and not to just score predictions. I don't want to hear about it anymore. And what happened? I get it right, I got it right. I did not predict the Stanley Cup, but for this series, apparently the crazy thing I said turned out to be right. I did not think either team could win 3 straight against the other in this series. So when I said it and I said Panthers win 4, 5, 6, I immediately was like, what? That's you crazy. What are you talking about? Not going to win 3 in a row, but they did. They did. All right, Panther fans, Colin and I will be live tomorrow at noon, and then we will be live tomorrow 15 minutes before the puck drop of Game 6 Western Conference Finals. Last thing, a lot of you came out to the streams, especially at the end. We had over 350 people. You guys just threw so much money at us. Some of you were giving big, huge amounts, and I really want to take my hat off one more time. You guys know I take my hat off during the stream and yell and scream when you guys do that. Again, I'm not trying to make an emotional plea about it, but the truth of it is that I'm at the point where the dog really needs the pain relief every week, like a full bottle of the CBD every week. If he runs even a little bit low, it's He's 11, and he's a St. Bernard. So I'm here with them every day. I lay with him a lot. We live downstairs because you can't get upstairs anymore. But he's still here kicking, and he promised me he's not going to go anywhere until we win a cup. So we need to win a cup, because I don't know what shape he'd be in next year. I'll be wheeling him around in a in a cart, and he'd be like, "We need to win a cup so I can die, Dad." All right, Panthers. Now we're gonna have content. Last thing, I'll think about what we're gonna do. We're not gonna just leave the channel empty for 5 days, right? So we're gonna have plenty of content. But I know that whenever we're done streaming the Western Conference series, I know Kyla's going to be looking forward to some nights off from streaming. So there's that. I'm gonna get some sleep. Nobody shave. Don't shave. And I'm not washing the shirt either. Don't shave. Don't wash the shirt. Don't do it. And don't accidentally put it somewhere where your significant other finds it and puts it in the flowers and blooming rose, okay? No, don't wash it. Stink it up, all right? In fact, the stinkier the better. Bring it to the arena, wear it, scare the hell out of the rest of the other fan bases. I like that idea. Okay, I'm going to shut up. We need 4 more.